Welcome back to the Unturned 3.0 custom map series. In today's video, I'm actually going to be working on the map, do a bunch of different things, and I'm actually going to start making some videos where I don't just do tours, but I also work on the map. Now, there's a couple things that I'm going to do in today's video. I'm going to do an overall tour, and then I'm also going to fix a lot of the issues. It's things that I've noticed as I've been building that I really want to fix because things seem to work better certain ways, especially on this map. So I think I'm going to wind up changing some stuff in this video. So we're going to start here. First and foremost, this is Blackfall Island right here. And essentially the story is that there's going to be a massive prison in this area right here. And this map is named after this area. So when Nelson puts in the massive prison that I think he's going to put in the American map, I'm going to be putting that up here. I might have to change some stuff if it's like really, really large. We'll see. So some of the issues I've been noticing, primarily the number one thing is with roads. And so I've actually started to get rid of the roads, and instead I'm just flattening surfaces and using road texture. So the road material that you can bake on is what I've started to use, and I think I'm going to keep it this way because it just is way easier to work with, because the roads just have all kinds of height problems and the elevation changes, and it's just a mess. And so I think for the sake of like making things look good and having things actually work, I'm going to get rid of all the roads. Although I think I might keep this road because there's not going to really be any driving on it, and it's just kind of cool to have this here. So I think I might keep this because this is meant to look like overrun and just kind of ran down. I realize now that there are roadblocks that you can put in the corners here, but I think I'll keep those. I think I'll keep it this way because maybe I'll put them in. I don't know. I'm going to fix a bunch of stuff. But essentially, this is the warden's house, and more detail needs to be added to this. I have not done anything to this since I started the map. I need to put more road cap ends in. There's a gas station on this island. It really... The only purpose of this is there might be one car on this island, but I mean the gas station is here because if you wind up building a bridge, then you have a gas station over here. This is the docking station on this island, and we have the other one on the other side. One thing I'm gonna do real fast is people were talking about how these are too tall, so I'm going to lower these a bit. Mine about there maybe, because make it more realistic. Lower this a little bit. Oh, I got two of them there. And yeah, so just some little things I'm gonna fix in today's video. Let's see, this is kind of exposed, so let's add another one of those in there. There we go. Let's lower these two because these are too high. So Q and W can change like the different rotation that you want to use. If you want to use like side to side or actual rotation. So Q and W change whether it's moving it side like horizontal or vertical. W is rotation. You can change all that. You can select multiple things by holding shift down and then clicking on certain things. You can also click drag and select things that way. We're just going to do this for now. There we go. Alright, so a couple things fixed there. I do not like these roads, so I'm going to probably get rid of all this. Also going to add some stuff. Alright, so let's continue the tour. We'll fix some stuff as we go along here. So this is the other end of the docking station. There's a couple office buildings here as well as a gas station on this end. I'm probably going to put a city in here and maybe like some farmland or something here. I'm not entirely sure what I'm going to do with this yet because there's a lot of open area yet. So I'm going to get rid of this roadway just because it just causes all. Look, you can see right here just all kinds of problems. I'm going to add in the road texture. Put a road cap there. This is the mountain city up on top here, which I like the name Mountain's Edge. Somebody said Mountain's Edge, and I thought that was a pretty cool name. It's got a ton of food places, some clothing, random buildings. There's a gas station here with some pumps on the side of the road. This actually has like street lights and stuff. Police, fire. Yeah, I might change some of these buildings out when more models get added in, because I don't want to have all this stuff in every single city. Pharmacy here. And this is a really nice park. It's a really nice city because you can sit in the windows and kind of see a large portion of the map. I did raise some of the elevations so you can't see everything, but you can see down there. So let's see. The roadway comes down here, comes to the beach city. There's a massive farmland here, so you could creep into the city through the farms if you wanted to. Because, I mean, you're completely, like, covered. Or you could just crouch or something like that and get in. That's a cool way to get into the city if you wanted to do that. This city has some beachfront properties here, which are kind of like a little bit more upscale. I need to fix some of the elevation, it looks like. Some of the houses are sitting too high, it looks like. Yeah, the biggest problem that I've noticed is just working with the terrain and the roadways. So let's lower this down, flatten this out a bit, and then we can raise this up. And then it like locks on. You can see it's kind of like locking on to the corner of the house. There we go. So did that go through? Didn't. Okay, good. This house is sitting way down here. I don't know what the heck happened there. It doesn't really matter, but I don't want like a huge gap like that. Switch back to objects, lower that down a bit. The white picket fence and stuff. This town has some cool, unique features like this little dining area, like outdoor dining area outside of the residential area. This town is primarily residential. A lot of residential in this town. Gas station here. And you can see I started working with the road texture. So we need to smooth this out, I believe. I have to raise it just a little bit. The smoothing thing is a little interesting. It doesn't always work, but I think you just have to like change the settings ever so slightly. There we go. Do I have a road cap on here? I do, I think. Yeah. All right, so that's good. Police, fire, bank here. Like I said, I'm going to take a lot of this out, I think, and add in some different stuff. Grocer, diner, pizza, clothes, mechanics place. I didn't want to make this city have everything, I think, because it's kind of important. This city's kind of important. And then this is a unique feature to this town. It's got like townhouses that are all connected, and these ones were connected in such a way where you could actually jump from house to house. So I put in these jail doors, and on the bottom as well. But I did notice you can just hop out the window and then walk across these black things, the roofs, and just go from building to building. Benches out front, nice little alleyway out back, crack in the fence if you need to get through real fast. Townhouses here, a bunch of these. These do not connect, but they add a really cool look because, I mean, it just looks like it's supposed to be that way. Massive park, and the reason why I built this way is so that you could find all the. Essentially, you should be able to find everything very easily. There are certain shortcuts you can take to find everything. Like if you came out the back of the park, you can go walk along the fence, find this city, find this White House, come up over the White House, come up over the hill, and then there's Woodbury. So it's like pretty much straight lines. Let's see what else. So another cool feature of this map was that I wanted to make it seem somewhat realistic. So I didn't want to just have a mountain range here and a mountain range over there. I wanted it to kind of be similar, and then it looks like they like blew out an area. So this area in the middle here is another town. It's just a very different looking town compared to everything else I have, and it connects one side of the map to the other. So this will be a very important area, but it's also it's going to be a choke point because people can sit up here all day and shoot people as they come by. There's so many places to hide on this map, so many hilly places and things like that. Okay, let's just go through this town. So coming to the town here, there's a nice big old house up on the hill, post building, and you can kind of see how the house is a little bit more spread apart, and they're a little uneven. Things aren't like all right next to each other in a row. They're kind of just spaced out. This is a nice big house. So like kind of the idea is like some people decided to move out of this town but be close enough to the town where they could commute or something like that. And they have some big houses like towards this end of the town. Some really nice looking houses. Texture's weird there. Let's go ahead and flatten that out. This house is pretty large, big old yard fencing area. You do have like a little ramp somebody built to get in. Also, you can get in from back here where the terrain's raised, and then also there is a crack in the fence here. Fire department, police department, gas station. I might eliminate some of the gas stations to make them more rare. So just more houses. Diner, and I kind of added like a nice parking lot like an actual diner would have. It's kind of cool. So I'll maybe put a little bit more food loot in there or something like that. As you can see, the houses are spread out a little bit more. Clothing, house here, sunken house here, barn with huge farmland. Like this is a big farm. I just like farms. I don't know why. It's so cool because I think the wheat is unique. So, yeah, so this is kind of essentially a massive choke point. That's the point of this. And then there's something right there I can't talk about. Then let me explain this area. So, actually, let's go to Woodbury first. So, Woodbury is up. I'm just going to call it Woodbury. I know it's kind of dumb to call it after something, but the design is after, Woodbury, like in The Walking Dead. So, essentially, this area is very... these people barricaded up this place very, very well, and they try to keep out zombies as much as they can. They even put in like a bunch of crap in the front of the fence to keep zombies out and like eliminate them hitting the fence so much. It does have windows, which were just like wooden pallets that were taken out. The fence is very high. There's a vault door, a bunch of vault doors here that add like the massive wall that was here to begin with, and then somebody redesigned it to open it all the time and have like some other, like somebody stand guard or something like that. Fences, same kind of deal here. A bunch of stuff in front. Maybe I'll put some loot and stuff like this. I don't know. We'll see. And then all the buildings in the front here line up to create a block, a barricade essentially. And you can get on top of here from the mechanic building or the clothes shop at this end. And then when you're up here, there are walkways that connect everything on top of the buildings. You can just walk on top of all the buildings, but the ones that are a little bit higher I made walkways for. And then you can also walk across and like shoot from here or something like that. Same deal here. And then you have walkways that connect to houses. Now I don't have like a walkway that connects from this house to this house, this house to this house. Instead I have like just walkways on both sides. So you can go in the house, come out the house, walkway on top of the diner over to this house. You can it's where it ends, but you can still jump on this house. And then this one goes into this house as well, but it also goes around here so you can get up on top of the house, as well as into this second story building that I made that's kind of a custom design, and I put wooden pallets around the outside to show that it's like barricaded, although it's just pretty much to hide the fact that it's two gas station buildings on top of one another. And so yeah, this would, I think, would be kind of a cool place to sit, because you can see most of the entire city from here. Maybe make a base in here, barricade that place up, and then ramp down here. So this is like the governor's house, essentially. It's a little bit more upscale kind of deal. And then it sits in this massive like canyon area. Now, one thing we were talking about is that somebody could like essentially wall off the entire thing, like build platforms from here to here, and like roof this whole place off, and then build stuff all the way down and make like this massive barricaded city. I think that would be kind of cool. I don't know if I'm gonna have any zombie spawns in here because of just the fact that like it doesn't make any sense. I'm gonna have this open though, so that there'll be a bunch of trees here, so people can build a base in here if they want to. And then if you come right back behind here, this area is going to be the military, one of the military locations. So you can see the road coming off here and up into this area. It's just sitting in this massive mountain crater, like volcano type area. And then it's just going to be a massive military location, maybe an airstrip in here. And then there is also an entrance from this side of the map so you can get in from multiple ways. I didn't want to have one way in because that's kind of like somebody could really control it. I wanted to have 2 ways in, so you really have to watch your back. And then this side of the map is a little, it's not, nothing's happened yet. But the main thing I wanted to talk about in this video is the Metro City. So the Metro City is going to be this massive city with apartment buildings, high-rises, skyscrapers, things like that. When all those models get added in, that's where this is going to be. So essentially, you see this little outcropping here, this land. From this line right here, from this point of the mountain. Let me just do this to make it easier. Let's add some. Let's do this trail from like here. So from there all the way over to this dot, that's going to be the size of the Metro City. It's going to be enormous, and then it's going to be essentially like probably that deep all the way up to the front of the road. So it's going to be gigantic, and I might actually even be able to make it even bigger. I might make this like come out to here or something like that. I'm not entirely sure because nothing really exists yet for me to make this city, and so there's not a whole lot I can do with this yet. But it's going to be a massive city, very, very large. And so everything, this map is a 4x4. It's enormous, but I wanted to make it so like everything kind of seems close to one another. Then this area over here is going to be another military location. This is going to be all barricaded, kind of like Confederation Bridge. And there's going to be a military outpost over here. So, not a lot of stuff, but just enough. So, kind of like Confederation Bridge. And then this area over here is a new area I just made. It's going to be kind of a different city. It's going to be a very wide, long stretch city with a lot of residential because it's kind of like a more upscale area. And maybe I'll work on this in another video. There is a massive lake with all kinds of different elevation and a river that stretches through. And then there's also a bridge on this side. You can see it right there. And then this area right here is going to be home to 2 things. A loggers camp and a militia outpost, and this is going to be very, very heavily wooded forest area. So I'm going to be adding in different, instead of grass, it's going to be some kind of other terrain so that I can bake on a bunch of different trees and stuff, maybe like a flowery material or something. So you have to do anything here because I don't have anything to really make like a military outpost or a loggers camp. But I did talk to Nelson about it, and he did say that he sounds like he wants to add that in. This is the swamp. Old Man McClellan Swamp. I added some new stuff since the last time you saw. I made a custom barn building. Added an airstrip. Old Man McClellan's plane that's crashed in the ground. This is a custom barn that I made and just a bunch of wooden pallets, but it works. Looks like I do need to level off this area right here though. So let's go to heights and we'll raise this a little bit. There we go. That's kind of cool. So custom barn. This is Old Man McClellan's first house that's completely overgrown, sunk into the swamp. It's just a mess. So you can see the swamp has all kinds of like areas, standing water, little creek beds and things like that. Might add more in. We'll see. I'm not entirely sure. I'm going to add in some. When this map is complete, essentially there'll be a ton of trees on this island, and there'll be vines growing all over the trees. Oven with some trash there. This is the way over here. It definitely makes more sense when there's trees on this island, but whatever, it's fine. This is his house right here. He's got all kinds of crap in his house. Haven't done anything to this since the last time you probably saw this. Dump out back. So yeah, that's the swamp. This is his little pier area. He likes to fish and stuff. We are missing some objects. Sometimes it's very interesting. Some things just like randomly disappear, and I'm not entirely sure why. And you would think that having all of these objects would cause a lot of lag, but they actually don't. It's really nice. Some little islands, somebody suggested adding that in. And then this is something I just made yesterday. I'm really excited about. I made a dam. And this is, okay, let me look up his name because I want to give him credit for this because he made the most amazing freaking dam I've ever seen anybody make so far. What is his name? Like, he sent it to me on Twitter. It's Dahani Priyati, I believe. I believe that's his name, yeah. And he made a dam, so I made a dam in honor of his dam, and mine is not curved like his is. Mine is actually just like up and down. And I did add like a bunch of guardrails as well as like light posts, so it looks really legit. And then, you know, so it sits up on top of this high area, keeping the water out. It's too bad you can't raise the water level on one side, but, you know, whatever, it works. This lake area has a nice peninsula, so if somebody wants to build a house up on this peninsula or something, they can do that, which with a nice little choke point right here. And yeah, so that's the map so far, and I think in the next video, this didn't really turn into a build video like I said it was going to be, but let's make this like a two-part video, basically. In the next video, what I'm going to do is I'm going to make this city over here. And so this is just like, I didn't realize the tour was going to take so long, but it is a massive city. So in the next video, I'm going to make this city. So check back next time for a nice build video of making this island city out here. So thanks for watching, guys. Click that thumbs up button if you liked the video. Feel free to subscribe for more content from Unturned and other games. We'll see you guys next time.